Hi guys, what's up? It's Joel Pitt here, back with another video, and in this video, it'll be for Love Island All-Stars 2026, Series 3, Episode 11. I'll leave a link down below to Episode 10, which is the first unseen bit of this series. Of course, there's going to be spoilers, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So, Helena and Curtis were speaking. Basically, she was talking about the triangle that she's in with Shaq and Belle. Curtis then asked, what's Helena's type? Sean and Lucinda spoke. He mentioned the word really, and as I said on her show, she did say that word quite a lot. Whitney and Shaq spoke. Basically, they were apologising. Shaq pulled Belle. Connor and Whitney spoke, and then Connor tried to go for a kiss, but was rejected. He was given the cheek, and then I think Whitney was saying, I will kiss you when I want to kiss you, basically. When it feels right. Shaq spoke to Scott and Kieran saying, he's going to end it with Helena. They hugged it out. Helena likes his honesty. And Helena pulled Sammy, and then Jess came in. Bella and Sean spoke. Maybe they might be back on track. They have had a bit of time apart, so who knows if it's going to work between them. Jess and Whitney spoke, a bit upset earlier. Whitney told, of Connor and also Jack, I guess, really. Helena and Belle spoke. I guess Helena's sort of glad the decision is made. Connor told the guys of the rejection. Whitney fell off the bed with Leanne. Kieran and Sammy kissed in bed. Everyone else, nothing. Jack made a drink for Lucinda. Curtis made something for Millie. And then he asked, does anyone want anything? And then Jess said, oh yeah, can I have something? After Sammy said, she wanted something. Curtis and Lucinda spoke. She likes Jack a bit, but I don't know if that's a number one or something. Sean, Shaq and Jack spoke. I think basically Connor was there, I think, as well. They were basically talking to Belle, and then Sean was just saying, I'm going to be chatting to Belle or something like that, or chatted with Belle. So, he sort of likes the heads up. Shaq and Belle spoke. Curtis and Millie then went to the secret garden. They were both nervous. Curtis was teaching Millie how to dance, doing a bit of salsa. Sammy asked Kieran about Lucinda, if it's theirs, but I guess he's keeping his cards close to his chest. Lucinda pulled Kieran, basically, asking about how Sammy is and, the relationships I guess he's had in the past. Sean pulled Belle. I think, they went to the terrace. Shaq would have been annoyed, or would be annoyed, if Belle kissed Sean. They did have a cuddle, and they had a kiss 2 times. Whitney asked, Belle if, she kissed, and then she, hid herself in the glasses. Sean then went to some of the girls, and then the girls asked, did you kiss? And he was like, yes. And then it was like, was it long? Was it moi? Was it short? Was it wishy-washy? And then Helena was like, was it giving semi? Okay. Whitney and Leanne left. They were on the beds, and then they left Shaq and Belle to it. He nearly walked away after, Belle said her and Sean kissed. Curtis and Jess spoke. Shaq told Kieran of the kiss with Belle that, she had with Sean. Shaq said Sean is a bit of a snake, really, that he didn't, talk to him about it. Sean then pulled Shaq, basically apologised, but I don't know if they can really be friends now. Jack pulled Lucinda. They went to the secret garden. Then Shaq pulled Belle. And then a sort of respect or something mentioned, I guess. Curtis and Helena spoke. Then they got a text basically saying there's a recoupling happening tonight. The girls will be choosing the boys, and since Curtis and Lucinda are the newest ones, they'll be picking first. As I just mentioned, Curtis picked Millie. Says, it makes him a little bit nervous. She's beautiful, amazing personality, and down to earth. Lucinda, she said, it's my type on paper and funny. And she picked Kieran. Wow, that is bombshell energy. No one expected that. And I don't think as well, she said, oh yeah, Kieran's in my top 3. she didn't say that maybe to throw people off, and a lot of people were saying that. So like, you know, Jack might have been up there, and then maybe Tommy, but I don't think Kieran was mentioned at all. But then maybe until the end we were like, maybe it's something. And yeah, and then Kieran mentioned something like, you know, you got to do what you got to do, and then Millie was like that, and then I'm like, what do you mean, Millie? You know, she is a bombshell. She is here to steal people, tread on toes as well. So yeah, absolutely. I think do what you got to do. Then there's a quiz like, how well do you know your bombshells? There's like 4 questions on that. Helena's ideal date is going to the zoo. What's yours? A poll is like fancy dinner, crazy golf, go for a drink, picnic, coffee date, or a cinema trip. The majority, 24% fancy dinner. Then the next biggest is the zoo, 22%. Which boy do you think Lucinda's feeling the most? Well, according to the poll, 62% say Kieran. Cheers to being friends again. Shaq and Whitney have made up. There's a photo on that. What did Shaq say he reckons him and Belle would have? The best cuddles. Not the cheek kiss redirect from Whitney. Leaning in for kiss and being rejected. There's a video on that. Shaq and Helena are no more. Shaq and Helena's time getting to know each other has been rather turbulent and very triangle heavy. After exploring his connection with Belle further, Shaq decides to put an end to the triangle by telling Helena it's over between them. The two share an emotional moment where Helena thanks him for his honesty, and they embrace a long, heartfelt hug that got us all in our feels. In the dressing room, Helena then breaks down to besties Sammy and Jess, claiming that no one ever wants to go that further step in shifting from a situationship to a relationship with her. Sending big hugs to Helena right now. We're either going to end up really good friends, hating each other, or getting married. What are your predictions for Belle and Sean? 44% are thinking really good friends, and then 38% married, and 18% hating each other. Charge it to the ovulation. Me, when I text my ex-situationship, there's a photo on that with Belle. Harmony has been restored in the villa again. Even though sometimes I might not show I'm a good friend, you always know I'd always back you. No love lost ever. I love you forever. There's a photo of Jess and Whitney. Then there's a photo laughing so hard you fall out of your bed. Whitney and Leanne took ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing, a little too literally. Morning coffee making Curtis is back in the villa, and suddenly all is okay again. If someone could tell Curtis I want an iced oat latte brought to the office, that would be fab, thanks. There's a photo. Little coffee for you. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you from Millie. Does anyone else want a little coffee? He then asks. Curtis flirting with Curtis flirting with Millie in the way he knows how. Dancing. There's a video showing off your talent to impress a girl. Ooh, is there a vibe between Lucinda and Kieran? There's a poll. 56% are thinking that boy's head is turning in capital letters, and then 44% one-sided, he prefers Sammy. Sean and Belle kiss on the terrace. There's a photo. Forecast says a big storm is coming. Belle, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. All the girls in the villa know. Trying to hide a kiss behind someone's back. There's a video. And then, yeah, Shaq said, what did Shaq say when talking about Sean? To me, that's a snake. Me and him, we ain't boys. Are you a night in or a night out kind of person? There's a poll. 65% are saying a night in. 11% for night out, and 24% an even split of the two. Lucinda, you're truly bombshelled. There's a video when another girl takes the man you like, and literally the photo is Whitney with like her mouth like gasping, like open. AJ and Charlie are ready to tell all. Tap for all the villa goss from AJ, Charlie, Amy, India and Jackie. And then there's a first look. A flirt on the terrace has tensions brewing. Lucinda and Kieran have eyes for each other, but everyone else has eyes on the terrace chat. Ooh. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.